Hey guys, I'm Marta Geek. In this video, I am doing a comparison between the Galaxy Note 8 versus the Galaxy Note 9. The Galaxy Note 9 just recently came out, of course, and I've been using the Galaxy Note 8 since, wow, for a long time already. But in this video, I just want to share with you guys a comparison between these two devices, because some people keep asking me, should I get the 8 or should I upgrade to the 9? And this video, I just want to answer some of the questions and show you guys the big differences between these two, if they're worth upgrading to which one or not. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, let's go ahead and start with what makes these two differently physically. Right now, when you look at these two devices, they basically look very similar. They basically look the same. When you look at it from this point right here, like see here, you got the always on screen. You can customize the always on screen however you want. Over here, I got a picture of my family. Over here, you got the watch clock right there, but you can actually change it to a picture of your family or anything like that as well. What really changes between these two is the fingerprint scanner location. Over here, you got it right here, which in my opinion, it was a pain to use because when you're unlocking the phone, you're always touching the camera. I was always touching the camera, and even with a case, it was still a pain in the ass. But now that Samsung decided to go ahead and put the fingerprint scanner here, it is way better, and that's the way it should have been from the beginning. So yeah, when it comes to physical changes, I think that's the major change right there. I really like the fact that they changed it to right there, but other than that, the buttons are basically the same. The button layouts, you got the power buttons over here. Yes, over here the power button is a little bit higher, but not that much of a difference. Over here, you still got the SIM card on the same location. Over here in the bottom, same thing as well. You got the speaker, headphone jack on both devices, which is awesome. And of course, you got the S Pen. And on the other side, you got the Bixby button and you got the volume button, which is basically almost the same location. When it comes to the screen, the Galaxy Note 9 is a little bit bigger, being at 6.4 inches versus 6.3 inches. I don't know if you can notice here in the video, but this one actually looks a little bit more wider than this one. But of course, they're both Super AMOLED screen, 2916 by 1440, and they both look beautiful. So in my opinion, no matter which one you get, you're gonna be satisfied. In my opinion, being 6.4 doesn't really make it that big of a difference versus the 6.3 inches. Now, of course, the other major changes here between these two devices is that the Galaxy Note 9 actually has the new Snapdragon 845 versus the Snapdragon 835. Now, both devices, they still have 6 gigabytes of RAM. But on this one, if you want to get the higher version, is actually 8 gigabytes, and you actually adding 512 gigabytes of internal storage. When it comes to performance, honestly, they both feel pretty much the same when you're playing games and all that. It doesn't matter which device you actually pick up, you're not going to be dissatisfied if you pick the Galaxy Note 8 versus the Galaxy Note 9. Yes, the Galaxy Note 9, when it comes to benchmark, you can see the differences, and a lot of times the differences, they look huge via benchmarks. But when you're playing video games, it doesn't really matter which one you actually pick, because they're both really fast. Like I said, they both have 6 gigabytes of RAM, which is like default RAM for both of them. On the Galaxy Note 9, you can go with 8 gigabytes of RAM, but you're actually paying over $1,200. So if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. But in my opinion, it's really not worth going to 8 gigabytes. Of course, what's also cool about the Galaxy Note 9 is that you actually have, by default, the lowest storage you can actually get is 128 gigabytes. On the Galaxy Note 8, the lowest you can get is 64 gigabytes. But what's cool about it is that getting the Galaxy Note 9, you're actually going to get, I think a little bit over 100 gigabytes of storage available for you. And in my opinion, that is freaking awesome, because I don't have to be running and getting a micro SD card so I can add more storage. Over here, this, yes, it has 64 gigabytes of storage, but keep in mind, out of the box, you're actually going to get around, I think around 40 gigabytes. And believe me, 40 gigabytes actually get filled fast when you're adding a whole bunch of games and pictures and videos and all that. But most of the times, the things like the pictures and videos that I take are actually get stored online, like on Google storage, and I can actually free up space. So in my opinion, having the Galaxy Note 9, I don't really think I'm ever gonna be putting a micro SD card on this phone. Now keep in mind, you can actually put up to 512 gigabytes of a card into this smartphone, making it a 1 terabyte if you actually get the more expensive one, which has 512 plus 512. You can make this phone a 1 terabyte phone storage. This one, I think the max you can actually add is 256 gigabytes of micro SD card, which is very good as well. But like I said, having this one, I don't really feel that I'm ever gonna be buying a micro SD card, because the storage that I get out of the box is, for me, is good enough. The other major differences between these two devices is actually the battery life, or the battery capacity. On the Galaxy Note 9, you're actually looking at 4,000 milliamp hour battery, versus the Galaxy Note 8 has 3,300 milliamp hour battery. Now, the battery life so far, I haven't been able to test it that good on the Galaxy Note 9, but honestly, the Galaxy Note 8, I was actually having a good battery life, especially because since I haven't been playing that much, because lately I've been playing too much on the go with the Nintendo Switch. So the battery, I've been using the Galaxy Note 8 more normally as a phone. Then occasionally I will actually play some video games, watch some videos, play some music and podcasts. I do a lot. So for me, I've been having very good battery life on the Galaxy Note 8. You should also get much better battery life over here as well, because this is a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. So eventually, you should be getting better battery here. Right now it's early. I haven't been having this phone for more than a week. So for me, so far at this point, I'm actually finding the battery life of both phones basically almost similar. The other different feature between these two devices is actually the speaker. On the Galaxy Note 9, you only have the bottom speaker right here, and it does sound good, but this one over here, the Galaxy Note 9, actually has dual speaker. So this over here, you got the speaker right here, and this right here actually serves as a speaker as well. Now, this one, I actually noticed that you actually have the Dolby Atmos certified. So it's actually available here as a toggle that you can actually turn it on and off if you don't like the Dolby Atmos feature. But who the hell wouldn't like the Dolby Atmos feature, because they actually add way better volume. You can actually customize it right here, like you see. For you got auto, you got movie, you got music, and you got voice. So whatever the one you actually choose there, it's actually gonna customize the sound so it can sound better when you're playing one of these media files. But yes, when it comes to sound, I'm gonna show you guys here in this video a little demo that between these two devices. But when it comes to sound, the Galaxy Note 9 actually sounds a lot better. Now, another big differences between these two devices is how Samsung DeX actually works. On the Galaxy Note 8, if you want to use Samsung DeX, which for those that don't know, Samsung DeX is a way to convert your smartphone, it turns your smartphone into a PC when you connect it to a monitor. But for the Galaxy Note 8, you actually need a special device, like for example, the DeX Station pad or the DeX stand, which is another device that it costs like $150, $100, depending which device you actually buy. But with the Galaxy Note 9, I already made a video on how it actually works. And with the Galaxy Note 9, you only need a cable from USB-C to HDMI, and it automatically, once you connect it to the monitor, you can switch between stream to Samsung DeX. Yes, it works with just a cable connected to your TV. You don't need the station, you don't need the stand, and it works really damn good. So if you're interested in using Samsung DeX a lot, honestly, the best option is the Galaxy Note 9 because it's really easy and it's even cheaper to use it, because here you're gonna need a station which costs between $60 to $150, and here you just need a cable which can cost you up to $20, and basically that's it. So when it comes to the camera, there's also a couple differences as well, because on paper they're both 12 megapixel. This has two cameras, this has two cameras, one camera in the front for both of them. The Galaxy Note 9 actually has a couple features that you can't get on the Galaxy Note 8. Like for example, this has the variable aperture, which means that this right here, depending on the light, it actually changes the aperture, and it makes for low light pictures even better on this phone. And I have noticed it, and it is for me a big difference. Now also the big difference here as well is that it has the super slow motion. This has actually the regular slow motion, but this one actually has the super slow motion available, which is also really damn good and very impressive when you're doing it. But this one right here actually has the feature where you can actually scan your face and create AR emojis. It's pretty cool. You know, it's not really necessary, but it's a cool feature to actually have available on this phone. You don't have that feature available at all. Now, another huge difference, which I think a lot of people are actually going to appreciate, is that over here, you can actually take 4K video, right? But over here, the differences between these two 4K videos capabilities is that over here you can actually take 4K video, 3840, 2160 at 60 frames per second. Over here you cannot go up to 60 frames per second. Yes, it does take 3840, 2160, but it's actually maxed out at 30 frames per second. The last thing that I want to compare between these two devices is the S Pen, because yes, they're both S Pens, but there is a little bit difference between these two devices. First of all, over here, the S Pen works normally like every S Pen has worked since the Galaxy Note 1, right? But over here, it's a little bit different because the Galaxy Note S Pen actually has battery in it. It has like a little capacitor that automatically starts charging when you put it inside the phone. So it starts charging, but it charges the S Pen like in 5 minutes. It's completely charged already, and I think the battery actually lasts for around, I think it's around 40 minutes, and it's pretty cool. Another cool thing is when you take out the pen, right, and the phone is off, you know that on this phone you can actually write memos with the phone off, right? But here, the color of the writing, you see here, the color of the writing is actually going to be the color of the S Pen. So if you get the other one, which is like lavender or kind of pinkish, the writing here is actually going to be lavender or pinkish, however you want to call it. And that is really damn cool that it actually does that. Also, the huge difference here is that the middle button here, the button that you have right here, actually works as, right now, if I press it, it's actually going to be controlling my media. Like you see here, I can play and pause my media app that I'm using a lot. If you press and hold, it actually launches the camera. If you double tap, switches to the selfie camera. If I double tap again, surface, go to the back one, right? And that's pretty cool. When you're ready to take a picture, you just press it boom, and it takes the picture, which is also really damn cool. But of course, there's also other features you can actually do. If you go right here, you can actually customize it to work with different applications, like for example the gallery, the shutter, the media, which I already showed you guys that I can actually play and pause. But you can actually control or change some of the functions for some of the media controls. Also, it also works on Chrome, so if you're like searching on Chrome or using the Chrome web browser, you can go 1 forward and 2 backwards, and it's really damn cool. It actually works pretty nice. Another thing, it should also work with if you're doing like presentations as well. So if you're doing presentations and you have like a screen with the work form, whatever you got, workflow, you can actually go through the screens or through the slides using the S Pen. That is really damn cool. But honestly, that's a feature that a lot of people might not use ever, you know. But it's cool that it has that feature. Honestly, I haven't noticed any negative thing about having battery here. Like I said, this is battery powered. Most of the times I don't have it out, you know, of the phone more than 30 minutes or 20 minutes. So for me, it never runs out of battery, because every time you plug it in, like in 5 minutes, it's already charged. So you're not going to notice any problem whatsoever when it comes to that. Here, of course, like I said, it works normally. You know, over here, if I write, you know, it writes the same color always. It's never going to be different. And of course, you also have the selections for the air command, which you actually get the same air commands over here. And basically, that's it. But other than that, everything, all the functions, you know, for the S Pen, if you like the Galaxy Note 8, you're not going to be satisfied, because they both work pretty much the same, but with some extra functions over here that actually makes it a little bit more attractive if you're looking to do more with your S Pen. Other than that, when it comes to these two devices, a lot of people tell me, should I upgrade? I have a Galaxy Note 5. Should I upgrade to the 8 or to the 9? Honestly, you could go with the Galaxy Note 8 and you're not gonna actually regret not getting the Galaxy Note 9. Believe me, when it comes to video games, when it comes to picture quality, when it comes to screen quality, when it comes to the S Pen, the Galaxy Note 8 is a great device. And I think if you're coming from a very old Galaxy Note device, you're actually going to be really happy with the Galaxy Note 8, because physically they both look pretty much similar. Of course, you're going to have to get used to the fingerprint being over here than over here. Over here is way better to unlock the phone. I really like it. It feels more natural. Here you got to get out of your way and get the fingerprint scanner, and most of the times you're actually gonna hit the wrong spot. They're both great devices. They both have great build quality. This one right here, you can actually get a lot more cheaper now. You could get it for around $500 to $600. This, of course, is going to cost you no less than $1,000. But of course, there are some deals out there to actually get it bundled with charger or things like that. That if you're gonna get it, make sure you get all the free stuff. That way you can feel better for paying for the price of this phone. That's what I did. So other than that, guys, thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you think about these two devices. Are they great or not? Yes, they're both great devices, and honestly, it doesn't matter which one you actually buy. I think you're gonna be really happy. But this one actually has a couple things that I really like more. Thanks for watching this video. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.